Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the end of the carrot of Freelancer on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, we'll be finishing up the final mission, wherein we have to, take down the Nomad Homeworld. And to start off, we have to finish taking down the rest of the generators, which are generating, very specifically, that energy shield you see on the left there. I don't know why the generators aren't, underneath the energy shield. That is what would make sense to me.
Well, I can think of a plausible explanation. It's because the generators are drawing on energy, and if you put them inside the shield, then they can't get the energy that makes them work.
We'll follow you.
All right, and whoosh!
Wow! Look
What the fuck?
Welcome.
It looks like the Nomads built a complete shell around this sun.
Incredible. It's similar to the old theory of a Dyson sphere. It allows the Nomads to harvest all energy coming from that sun. What do we do now?
You mean like the planet jackers from Invader Zim?
Not quite. You see, the planet jackers from Invader Zim didn't have the material components in order to actually make a Dyson sphere.
Trent, this could be your target.
More Nomad ships.
Here they come. Trent, Judy, take your wings and proceed to the structure ahead. King, go with them. All other units, stay here and engage the Nomads.
Alright, it's up to us.
So, once again, what we have to do specifically is take down the Nomad power generators. Yes, we have more generators to fight, but this time all the generators are supported by multiple fucking weapons platforms. Again, bring torpedo launchers.
I'm reading a strong energy field.
Man, at this point, I take back every bad thing I said about the skybox getting dull, boring, and repetitive. This freaking backdrop is an eyesore, man.
Yeah.
Because, there are objects that we're trying to maneuver around. The problem is, though, is that it takes an extra fraction of time to register. Oh, that's not a backdrop. That's an object that I'm about to crash into.
It doesn't get that bad for me, but I do see that point.
I mean, I noticed that immediately because this is the first time that we're not looking out into open space. We're looking down to a planet.
Well, not a planet, a spherical shell of an interstellar construction project.
We're running out of time.
Well, it's running out of HP, and we're out of shield batteries, Aurelian.
Much like the ones we destroyed earlier. Try taking them out. We'll cover you.
Be careful.
Where the money? Out of hope, it looks like self-destruction.
Good shot, Trent. Damn it. No effect yet. Take out another one.
And where would another one be, Mr. Aurelian? Oh, over that way. Okay.
Oh, come on. It's a new world. Explore a bit.
We're constantly under fire, Mr. Cloud. There's no time for exploration, especially with these weapons platforms floating around. I do wish that Judy's fighter wing would focus on the weapon platforms instead of the interceptors, since I can effectively hide from the interceptors. But there's a trio of weapons platforms, so I can only usually ever hide from one of them at a time.
It's about as much fun as firing Nerf balls at a brick wall.
Well, the thing is, if you got a fast enough fire weapon with decent kick, then rapid firing Nerf bullets at a wall can actually be a great deal of entertainment, Mr. Cloud.
Okay, now I'm going to attack it on this side. I mean, it really doesn't matter what angle we hit this thing from. That had to be one of the biggest hitboxes I've ever seen. Oh, loading screen.
Good work there.
By destroying two of the generators, the other two fall down, and then Trent does the run.
Search from your ship. 700 rels and rising.
Trent, it's the artifact. Something's gone wrong.
900 rels.
It's too dangerous. Trent, get us in that thing before it blows.
500 rels.
No, I'm already committed. We've only got one shot at this. Trent!
Don't be a hero, Trent.
And
Heroes
fire!
can't get paid. It activated the holy laser.
I mean, it's not really a holy laser, but it is, you know, a recall beacon, if you will.
We beat them.
No, they're gone, but they're not beaten.
The Order will watch this gate.
Of course. You gotta go to the post game.
There's much to be done.
Yeah, about that.
You're needed at home, Trent.
So, I really enjoy Freelancer. I do. I will say that if you're going to go through the primary campaign, it is actually a relatively entertaining narrative to go through.
So bad now.
However, going through the post game very specifically requires you to go into piracy in order to actually go and get the biggest and baddest of boats. Which I'm pretty sure is still called the Titan.
Nearly 2 weeks since
Also, we have a little bit of postscriptum here, where Trent, Junie, Walker, and King, well, all get exonerated, and so does Aurelian.
What has triggered this sudden change? In other news, LSF.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. There was a frames plot.
Both former enemies of the state have been granted full pardons and have received
Well,
the Lone Star
we weren't really
bravery,
framed for
the
anything,
highest
Mr. Cloud. They
decoration
just,
any
you know,
individual in
the Nomads had already infiltrated Liberty by the time the game had started. Or at least they were, you know, starting to encroach on Liberty.
I asked the bartender about you the day we met.
You did you?
Mm-hmm. Sorry I'm late. The debriefing took longer than usual.
I guess you can't rush the president. Or amnesty.
Not to mention the generous reward.
I don't remember how much money that we get for this mission, actually. I don't think it's 100K, though. Hey, Aurelian.
Why is the final boss Sadler giving me gold?
No, Colonel Trent. Even with the colonies rebuilding, and the contaminated human population restored to normal, the threat isn't over. For now, it's better I stay less well known. I just wanted to see if you would consider a proposition.
No, we're not going to join the Order
To
permanently.
be the eyes and ears of the Order here in Liberty. Think about it. Enjoy your vacation, Freelancer. I'll be in touch.
Be seeing you, Casper.
Title drop.
Trent, let me introduce Mr. Harrison, our newest diplomat. Mr. Harrison, Edison Trent.
Edison? What an unusual name.
Hey, Frollo.
Call me Trent. Pleased to meet you.
The pleasure is mine, Mr. Trent.
All right, and with that, we have successfully completed Freelancer for the PC.
Wink.
We have advanced to level 18, and they allowed us to keep our Anubis boat. Haha. And there's the final joke of the
Edison
campaign.
Trent.
Find a job. We start back Planet Liberty, and if you want to do jobs in Liberty, you can, but they're all like level 1 and 2 jobs. So I actually wouldn't recommend doing jobs in Liberty for post game. Speaking of, where do you want to go in post game? Well, to be perfectly honest, the outlying systems are probably the best place for you to go at this point. But where I actually recommend you go is Rhineland, because Rhineland, you know, has missions that are effectively your level at this point.
Loaded into cargo hold.
How about a raid boss?
No, there are no raid bosses. You can fight space stations, but they aren't raid bosses. So,
Yeah.
see, look at how pitiful these rewards are. These won't even buy a single weapon systems. Yeah.
Peanuts. Peanuts, I say. We do not work for peanuts.
We do not. So, it is time to go through credits, which is effectively this screen. Yeah.
Nice.
I will say, I really enjoy Freelancer. I honestly think this is one of the best space sims that I've ever fucking played. I am really hoping that eventually I get to show off Everspace 2, simply because I never actually got to play the original Everspace, and Everspace 2 was a decent time on my first run through. I had to go through another practice run through in order to get to practice it, but yeah. I have a lot of very positive memories with Freelancer, specifically for the free play versions of it, wherein you don't actually do the campaign. You just, you know, go around doing either trade runs or working for either the military or the pirate factions, and attempting to slowly progress into bigger and better boats. I personally think that the space combat is, for the most part, really good, but there are some pretty significant detriments that I've peppered and focused on throughout the playthrough that I think makes this game not nearly as well beloved as I would like it to be. Rather, I like the ship designs. I like the environment designs. I actually really do like playing in free play, despite how bored Cloud got for it. And I honestly think that this is a really good a space sim experience for anyone that is looking for a space sim experience, and wants just the space flight for it, instead of the multiple different gameplay modes that stuff like No Man's Sky brings to the table. I also enjoy No Man's Sky. I do. But I enjoy it as an exploration sim, not as a space sim. It's honestly not that good of a space sim in my opinion.
Kind of makes me wish I kept track of the time and the contents of said time. Because I would reckon that we spent about 30% of this game. Yes, 30% of the time spent playing this game just flying.
It feels that way.
Gates.
It's closer to 20. It really is closer to 20, especially because I cut out a majority of the free play sessions. It is a lot. However, I stand by that the galaxy maps and what are effectively the skyboxes are very beautiful to both be in and observe, as well as flying through.
Well, I'll say at this time that as much as I was making fun of this game, that I do think it's a good game. That the enemy health bar encounters and dealing damage and trying to and just the game in itself of trying to figure out what is optimal strategy based on the situation, while relying on a shop and a save point so you can retry situations over and over again until you learn something. Because those little moments of, oh, I learned something, that's a lot of times what makes games for me, is you figure out a new way to play the game better. And shall we also draw attention to the number of the number of various ways that you can go about the game, where there's no just one correct solution?
The problem is that there's effectively 3. There's energy weapons, torpedo launchers, and freighter. Yeah, that's about it. And I've never actually done the freighter run. Supposedly, the second freighter that you get access to, either the mule or the camel, is a large enough and decent enough boat to actually carry you through the entirety of the campaign, if you're decent enough with turret controls. And I'm just not. I like having turrets as an option, most certainly. They are not something that I have spent enough time with to actually be comfortable with. So,
and let's also, of course, observe and acknowledge one of the game's stronger assets is the polish and the voice acting and the game feel and how it looks. Yeah, the game, even for a 2002 game, I mean, just looking at this screen right here, like this looks comparable to something I would play on like the modern scene, like something around like 2017.
Mostly due to the HD assets and upscaling that's happening. Again, the original game looked very close to this, but with less fidelity.
And also that the entire time we were getting to listen to some big name voice actors do it.
Yeah, there are a lot of really big name voice actors in this game. I think we've already skipped through the voice actor section though, so I can't actually go through them.
Damn it.
Well.
Yeah, thank you all for watching Rocker Rabbit Plays Freelancer.
Ooh, product support. All right, everyone, be safe.